You can R3 it, but knowing that usually that Ashe goes towards the support role and not the AD carry role, you quite often end up with double AD carry down the bot lane, so Renata is super powerful, especially if you take in consideration the ultimate, the flex on the Meiko, which more often than not ends up going towards the bot side of the map. Extremely strong engaged dual lane together with the Varus.
Could go towards the jungle as well. We'll see what they want to try and go for. Jwei looks like it's going to be the takeaway here for Ultra Prime to try and get Creme onto something he's not comfortable with. Does feel like right now Creme is feeling very good in how he's playing this game right now.
We B1 Akali because Creme is really good on Akali, so we take it away. Then he played Jwei. Now we're taking away his Jwei because he was really good on the Jwei. But if TES beats you here, you do not have any other options of taking away his champions. It is going to be the double AD carry. Now, I would not be surprised to even see potentially the Maokai being flexed into the jungle. However, not if the Ahri gets locked in right here. It's not one of my favorite combos. Still pretty potent in the bot lane to leave that Maokai for an engage option.
Absolutely, and now the Ahri gets locked in here. Another Creme specialty, the Akali, the Ahri. He was the double A in the mid lane for OMG. Even the Tristana, so we kind of, just kind of Atta, if you will. If you have some kind of anagram there, I'll figure it out. But it is going to be kind of more priority. And with the Zinzao being banned away and potentially as well, like kind of more jungle bans, it feels to me like that Maokai might just be flexed into that jungle position rather than the support. As, top esports, they're not under any obligation to put it in any lane right now.
Absolutely. Vi needs to be banned out from the side of Ultra Prime, an extremely strong weapon, especially at pinning down that Zeri. Paired up with the Ahri, it's even more deadly. The Lee Sin potentially. Tian is like a legendary Lee Sin in the LPL. Again, Lee Sin Ahri, very potent duo. Viego Ahri, another very potent duo. But I do like where you're going with this. However, I'm not the biggest fan of Ahri paired up with Maokai. It makes Merc Treads a pretty easy target for whoever ends up in the mid lane. In this case, it's going to be the Jwei. So I would potentially really like to see that Maokai towards the boss of the map and then Lee Sin or Viego for Tian to play a little bit more aggressive on that 2v2.
We'll see what they want to try and work with this right now. For the moment, it is just a happy little setup. No one really committing too much to anything. The volley bear gets taken away. So again, I do feel like you're setting themselves up for another kind of pick. A lot of jungle bans, but Top Esports is the one with first pick, so they will get the Lee Sin. That means Ultra Prime, they got to figure out what they're taking into the jungle right now. The Graves is an option, but gives you a lot of AD carries, not a lot of engage. You're kind of looking at just the Ashe Arrow for the moment. We'll see what Ultra Prime want to try and work with here, but the Graves feels like a kind of a solid option for now, but it kind of puts a lot of onus on the Decade to be all of your engage.
You need to figure out something right here. Even something like a Satsuwani could potentially work. It is going to be the Poppy. Now, Razork was on LEC yesterday, and he did say it's not such a detrimental matchup for Lee Sin. Like, if the Lee Sin is a good player, he does find a way to work around the Poppy. And when we're talking about legendary Lee Sin players, I think Tian definitely falls under the category of that. He's won a World's Championship on the back of this champion. So if anyone knows the champ, it's definitely Tian right here. Aatrox is going to be the last pick for Ultra Prime right here to sort of round up the composition. And it looks very poke heavy from the side of Ultra Prime with the Ashe and the Jwei, but extremely squishy when it comes to that. And there's a ton of backline access and engage tools on the side of Top Esports. The Ahri, the Lee Sin dive in the backline, the Maokai engage. That I feel like it's going to be very difficult for Ultra Prime to pilot these team fights.
Go with the Gnar this time around here for 369. Thought about the Renekton, but doesn't want to overcommit to that just one yet. Gnar, of course, something that he's actually not played a huge amount in his career, 369. He only has about 18 games on it, but 14-4 so far in his career. Last time we saw him play it, I believe, was earlier this spring. I think it was only last week or so up against IG, but definitely something that he has been able to kind of navigate fairly well in his career and in his setup. So you've got decent engage options here for the side of top esports. You've got decent pick options as well. But I feel like if you're not able to get onto the key carries, Ultra Prime have an opportunity to try and just kite you out, get the Aatrox resetting with the health bar, making sure you're just being a constant nuisance, and having Doggo on the Zeri, a hyper carry that we know he can play.
Absolutely, and you're very slippery with the Zeri as well. So it could be extremely useful when it comes to the team fights later on. However, I'm really scared because the Maokai has what I call it a secret weapon. So when the roots start coming forward with the Maokai, everybody piles up onto one row to try and not get stunned. Now, if you have the triple squishy carries piling up onto that one row, it makes it that much easier for an R engage, for a listen engage, for a Gnar flank. So again, Ultra Prime are going to have to be very, very careful on how they pilot these team fights, because we have seen a lot of teams trying to play the double 80 carry bot lane composition, and when it comes to these team fights, because you're so squishy, because you're so immobile, it just falls flat.
We'll see. No more theories, no more hypothesizing. We will jump onto the rift. There we go. That's much better there for Ultra Prime. They got some in the end. I'm happier to see that, but...
Okay, I have a question on that. How do you know which team they were cheering for?
So I've actually found a little bit of a cheat. The first person, so if it's Ultra Prime is UP, and top esports is TES. So they'll say that they'll say the acronym. So if you know there's the 2 syllables versus 3 syllables. So the first one was like top esports, and then it was like JackeyLove, versus that one which was just like Ultra Prime or UP. That's kind of the way I work it. So once I know when you hit 3-letter acronyms, it doesn't really work that well. But that's how I figure it out in these kind of days.
All right, you've cheated the code right here. Okay, I like it. I'm learning a little bit from it. Now, going back into this game, of course, Ultra Prime in a very dicey situation, 0-1 down. Well, 1-0 down versus TES. They're sitting 2-9 right now on the run to playoffs. The run has not yet been crushed, but with a loss right here to top esports, yeah, it might be very, very close to being so. As you can see, there are 2 wards right there on the bot side of the map, placed by top esports, spotting Poppy in her jungle and potentially entering TS jungle on the bot side of the map. Of course, running the double 80 carry does result a lot of the times in getting massive bot lane priority, which would allow potentially Poppy to enter that bot lane jungle of Lee Sin. This is why the wards went down, to potentially spot that. You see another one was placed right now by Meiko into the bot lane tribos to try and assist Tian if potentially the Poppy does enter. And you'll see potentially going through that tribos in the bot side of the map, entering the bot lane jungle. But Tian has already pressed B, purchased a long sword, which makes him stronger, and now he's heading towards his bot side of the map.
They're anticipating this move right now. This is really smart pathing from Tian right now, just saying, yeah, I know you're going to go for this bot lane move. I know you're going to try and make something work here. However, he has been spotted out just for the moment. We'll have his blue buff stolen because he doesn't have vision on that particular objective right now. This should just be a trade of camps for now. You can see Tian now knows he has been spotted and is going to get his Q to land. A flash for flash. They're going to continue it on. The Ignite goes down. A heal comes out here from Jwei. They're losing themselves a little bit of summoners. Now they're trying to see if they can jump here onto Meiko, who does have a little bit of a movement. But Tian knew exactly how he wanted to play it. He will flash over the wall. The slow from the red buff. Double kill for Tian. And top esports once again starting this game off right.
World champion Tian showcasing his skills on one of the champions that did earn him that world championship title, that Lee Sin. Incredible play right here. And again, commenting him on the fact that he pressed B after clearing his top side and went bot side of his jungle with an extra long sword. That is such an extreme amount of damage if we're talking about the early game, that ended up netting him a double kill in this skirmish towards the bot side of the map, and currently at least a 500-600 gold lead over the Poppy. You've got Meiko right there as well. Doggo's walking up. Tian's gonna bail right now, but he's still one level up, and he's dictating the pace of how this game is played.
Now with all this information, you can see immediately 369 saying, yeah, I can go aggressive here onto Decade, get a fierce trade back in my favor. And this is kind of how top esports love to play the game. Have a look at the replay here, because like you said, this was Tian and Meiko just kind of really committing to Jwei. The flash away by Jwei to stop the route, but now that you have that position and you've lost all your summoners, you just not got the health bar.
Absolutely, and look at that. They back off. Meiko gets engaged on. He instantly jumps back onto Jwei. The W onto the ward just to get into distance, and the flash forward to solidify the kill onto Doggo as well. Only Hacker left on this bot lane skirmish, and again he's into Hacker's jungle. He's going to miss the 50-50 smite battle right there. I'm not actually sure if he even had the smite up for Tian, but he is living rent-free currently in Hacker's jungle. He's gonna have the attention from his mid lane as well. Creme does have the push in mid lane. He's gonna walk into the river first, which means that Tian gets to play a little bit more aggressive. He's gonna grab that one void grab, then dip back into his jungle.
You don't have the priority just yet. Decade had just reset a little bit earlier than 369, so 369 wasn't a little bit of a reset, so you'll give up 2-1. Not the worst thing in the world for Ultra Prime as they try to slow down this mid game. I will say it's in an unfortunate position for Tian because he reset so early. He was on a bad timing to reset again, so he kind of want to make sure that he got at least another little bit of a clear before he went back. He should have his Caulfield's Warhammer and then some, but because you moved Ashe towards that top side and Jwei just not really in a position to try and kind of help contest anything in this bot lane. Actually, no, Jwei didn't even go near the top side. I do believe he ended up just getting caught. And, oh, 369 just baiting Decade out to use the World Ender. Didn't even use the Meganar. So that just shows you how scared that this top side is, or how scary this top side is for the Aatrox.
Yeah, Doggo was also scared because Creme had just dipped into Fog of War. He just got 6, dipped into Fog of War towards the boss of the map, so you do have to respect the fact that you could be getting dived. So Doggo was playing between Tier 1 and Tier 2. Of course, he lost a bunch of gold right there by tower plating that was taken away from JackeyLove and Meiko. It has been absolute bot lane kingdom so far for the TES bot lane. And right now it is going to net them probably the first dragon of the game as well, since they are the strongest on the map. You do have a 2-0 Lee Sin, very close to Sundered Sky as well. You do have your first half component, almost the second half component as well. For Tian, he's gonna go towards the top side, get the chickens, get the red buff, rinse and repeat. Hacker might be sneaking this one in during the resets from the side of TES.
Yeah, I like this from Hacker, just being proactive, kind of recognizing, yeah, we need to get onto the map, get these things going for us before that powerful bot lane comes in, before that serrated Dirk and Caulfield's Warhammer. But Creme might be thinking about a contest right now. Meiko coming in here, level 4. Doesn't have the ultimate to try and gas him off, but yeah, they're just not quick enough to kill it off because it was only the Poppy there. They're going to go for a 50-50 smite, but they have the execute and the steadfast presence to stop the Lee Sin from getting in. A flash away, but the charm does land on the Yuekai.
JackeyLove.
Now JackeyLove's coming in. They're going to try and burn down Yuekai, and it should be pretty easy. JackeyLove picks himself up a kill. Creme getting resets, will have his charm, and just about landed down. Jwei getting slowed down as well. Don't think they'll have the full damage to take him out. Ooh. I was right, but I wasn't exactly correct with the amount of damage that would be coming out. So that is still Dragon for Ultra Prime. They're still doing well in that sense, but they're bleeding gold right now. They're really starting to struggle to keep up with this pace the top esports have brought.
Yeah, but the positives right here, you lose your mid laner. However, you do make sure to commit onto this dragon. It was Hacker that ended up securing the neutral objective for themselves. He gets out with his red buff as well. Sure, you lose quite a bit on the bot lane again due to the pressure, but at least you do get away with the neutral objective that you started in the first place. Luckily enough for Ultra Prime, JackeyLove was not level 6 right there, and Tian is looking again every single chance he gets. He plays very aggressively towards Hacker, and again, I just want to echo what Razork said yesterday. Is like, it doesn't matter if you do pick the Poppy into the Lee Sin. A good Lee Sin will find ways to play around it, and Tian has been finding ways to play around this beautifully. Hacker, of course, winning the 50-50 on the smite fight right here. JackeyLove will fall into the fight from the side through the tri-bush. Not necessarily level 6 to follow up with an ultimate, but Creme tries his best. Dash's forward wasn't quite enough to kill the Ash. Doggo, however, does pick up the wave that stays behind, so he has kept pretty relevant in CS. Bot lane is the one that's actually going pretty well for them, 75 to 68 CS.
Yeah, I was just about to say, the flash in, they're going to get all the damage down, and Creme picks up a kill. Perfect tanking here by 369 to make sure they secured that one there. And I mean, this is just becoming so hard now for Ultra Prime. Top Esports, they get an inch, they take a mile. Hacker trying to see if he can match up to Lee Sin. And in fairness to him, he is. He got the Dragon, he got 2 of the 3 Grubs. He is starting to become a bit of an issue for them to try and deal with, but slowly but surely, you can see Top Esports building the pace, getting themselves more and more. Charm comes down, they do get the ult out of the Jwei, and the Hacker gets himself back in on top of that one there, so nicely done there. Meiko goes down as well. Ultra Prime turning that fight around completely, really well done by them. Good damage and good catch out onto the mid laner.
Yeah, very messy right there from Creme, actually face checking. You know that there's 2 members of Ultra Prime in your jungle. You don't necessarily see them. Where could they be? There was only 1 bush between them and where Tian was, so you knew that they were going to be playing around that brush towards that dragon pit. So I feel like it was a little bit of a mistake by Creme to sort of face check right there. It gives up a lot of the pressure that Tian has been applying onto the map during this early game, and it allows Ultra Prime to be coming back into the game. And again, I'm not saying this because Ultra Prime is a bad team or TES should be playing flawlessly, but when it comes to seeing these sort of games where one team is towards the very top of the standings versus the very bottom of the standings, you want to see these clean, stellar games like BLG showed in the first series, like Top Esports showed in the first game of this particular series. So these kind of slip-ups versus teams like Ultra Prime could potentially be forgiven, but you cannot be making these mistakes or afford making these mistakes versus teams like JDG or BLG.
Yeah, 369 and Decade having a little game of ring around the rosy. The house does land, stun does not, but I mean, this poke damage is being significantly worse for Decade. He does have the World Ender and will pop it. Creme is there back, again, though. TP coming in, but it's going to be too little too late. They can charm him straight away. Will not land it. Extra movement speed coming in from Yuekai, but Creme and 369 are just comboing so well, and Decade, I feel so bad for him. There's not a lot he can do about it.
Again, here, you see the vision. I'm not sure what happened to Creme right there. He literally just walked forward straight into Yuekai and Hacker's arms. Of course, he popped his first ultimate, but then he couldn't get out because of the W from the Poppy that blocks you from dashing back out. So he ends up going down, gives up a little bit of that pressure onto the map. A little whoopsie right there from Creme. He did have a stellar game 1 of the series and didn't necessarily cost him too much. There's still 2,500 gold in the lead, and the majority of that lead lies into the bot lane and the jungle. Tian and JackeyLove. JackeyLove has taken 4 tower platings and almost an entire tower. The arrow insta cleanse.
Let's have the cleanse, kick back there onto Decade, who has no flash and no World Ender. The Q will not land, but he is surrounded on all sides, and you can come out with your hands up, or you can give your life over to Tian. The original officer on the scene shall get himself the perp. And that is going to be Decade dead now for this potential Dragon fight. Won't have TP either, but I mean, 369's been left for pretty much for free just to kind of sit here and do whatever the hell he pleases. So now Meiko flashes away, recognizing he was in a bit of a bad position. But still going to be dragging over to Top Esports, still going to be the top lane tower, potentially even the mid lane tower as well, because Yuekai has gone in, he drops down the Spiraling Despair. It's a fierce amount of damage. Ooh. 369 almost going down. There is a flash available here for Yuekai. He'll get it, but immediately 369 goes into the Mega. And that flash will be for naught, unfortunately, here for the Ultra Prime mid laner.
That Q was huge by 369. If he doesn't connect that boomerang, he doesn't get the rage, he doesn't transform into the Meganar. Therefore, he does the Jwei. Yuekai had to commit the flash for that one, and Ultra Prime are under attack.
They are under attack. Cleanse already burned by Doggo, and you can see their Hacker trying to use the ultimate. Will get it, and a heal, so he's still alive for the moment. This Decade comes in over the wall. Doggo, though, 1v2 underneath a tower. Gets himself a double kill. Tian misses another Q. The arrow lands. Decade should be able to finish this one off. And Top Esports bite off more than they can chew. They've given a huge amount of gold back over to Ultra Prime.
Absolute disaster right there. The 1v2 from Doggo underneath the tower. 3 kills right now from Zera. You don't get to have a huge play on the tops of the map for Top Esports to sort of equalize the disaster that happened on the bottom side of the map, because Yuekai is holding on to that wave on the top side. And let's watch this again. What in the world happened? Oh, this is the previous one where Decade overextended. Yep, caught emotes in the chat for Decade right there. Walks a little bit too far forward. Very unfortunate, because Ultra Prime were banking on the fact that they wanted to start stacking these dragons, potentially earn some more time for themselves, or at least fight under their own timers. Right here, Meiko is going to pop the ult. Doggo is going to tank it and cleanse. Very nice cleanse on the Varus ult as well. And
they
then
don't
Meiko
kill the tower. They don't kill the tower. Oh, that's not even. I thought it was Doggo being like absolutely, you know, the Giga Chad going in, getting the movements. No, they just didn't kill the tower. It wasn't past 14 minutes. Oh,
I think this was very messy by Top Esports. There were two fights going on. Creme was a little bit too far forward onto the Ahri. Meiko was trying to assist. I think he completely missed the fact that he was still tanking the tower from the initial ultimate, landing onto Doggo right there. And JackeyLove, even though he tried really hard to kill the tower, of course he couldn't. There were no creeps around right there to actually assist him. So it was a huge disaster. They both ended up going down, giving 3 kills over to Zeri. Getting her closer to 2 to 3 items starts becoming a little bit dangerous, because yes, we did mention how squishy the double AD carry bot lane can be, but Zeri is a very evasive champion, very slippery. And it could potentially be that winning moment that you need. That bot lane disaster gave enough gold, as you can see right now, to Doggo to catch up onto JackeyLove, who took an entire tower before 14 minutes.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a whoopsie there from Top Esports, but look, they're still ahead. They're still very much kind of in control of the pace of this game, about 3,000 or a little bit more than that, as you saw a stat a little bit earlier as well. Every 100% of the time Top Esports get first tower, they win. That is just a stat that they have. It's literally, if they don't get first tower, they don't win. I'm sure there is a stat there, so I'm gonna kind of go for it, but this is an interesting kind of setup now for Ultra Prime. They find themselves not too far behind, because that's how the game went in the first time. You know, it went very, very quickly. Top Esports made plays. Doggo now, without flash, without cleanse, and without a hope or a prayer. Will he get over the wall just in time? No, he will not. And he will fall to JackeyLove. He wanted to try and make the most amount of distance as he could, but sadly he will go down. And now Creme's in a position to flank from the bot side.
Okay, they have spotted him with the hawkshot right here from Jwei's Ash. But they cannot walk up. They are literally being surrounded. Maokai top side of the map, Ahri on the bottom side of the map. You do have Tian and JackeyLove coming straight at you. Tian is going to mount again. Shelly.
They want the fight right now, and they can just take this tower pretty much for free. This is just 2 towers, because Jwei is kind of the big issue right now. Yuekai is a bit of a problem, as you can see there. Now they finally put in 3 people, but a nice flash away. 369 should be able to back away from this one, no problem. After giving up all that pressure in the mid lane, you don't even get your kill in top. And now Tian is behind you. He's going to look for it, but a TP comes in, and now Tian walking away from this pretty much scot-free. Decade's going to finally be him, but a great kick there from Tian. He's just so good on this champion, but Ultra Prime, they're still pushing for more. They still want this fight. The Ashe is dead, but look at the kiting. JackeyLove finally gets punted right out. Decade taking a bit of an ignite, but look at the bottom side of the map. The Ahri sprinting up. Won't be able to get there in time. And out of nowhere, it's 6,000 gold. It's just Ultra Prime. They tried to make a proactive play, and they got punished for it.
Man, Tian on Lee Sin is just such a beautiful sight to watch. The Q through to Gromp to dodge the flash E from Poppy was absolutely immaculate. The gameplay from Tian this game has been nothing but clean. And Top Esports are gonna get out of this 369 with so much pressure towards the top side of the map. And you'll see Tian will kick both Aatrox onto Poppy, getting away from this play. Another 2 members will jump in with the blast one. He's gonna flash out of the Aatrox Q3 right there. And as JackeyLove gets knocked out, you see a sprinting Creme all the way from the bot side of the map to try and assist, but they're gonna stop right there. 6,500 gold is enough for Top Esports to press their B buttons, reset, buy new items, get the next dragon, and sort of go again. Now, second item completed for Tian's Lee Sin as well. It's going to be Eclipse. Whew, that arrow just about missed on Creme.
Just about. The Eclipse is going to give him a plenty of killing ability here for Tian, just something that he needs to kind of do to be able to kind of just burn out someone like Yuekai. If he's able to get on top of him with a Q, which he might be able to do right now, he's going to land his Q onto just the kind of minion for the moment. And yeah, fortunately for Ultra Prime, they're just floundering a little bit. They're not really sure where they need to be. The poke coming out from the side here from JackeyLove is just going to be so difficult to deal with. You can't really walk up. The single target CC, even with a cleanse for Doggo, it's just going to be so much to deal with.
That's why we're saying that these double AD carry compositions are very difficult, because once your towers start falling, where do you really position these two squishy members? Decade under attack right here. Tian is looking.
Tian is looking, and Tian will they will finally take him out. Yuekai did TP towards that top side. 369 has got the Spiraling Despair on him, and he's in mini, so he's taking a fair amount of damage. Finally will go down. Shutdown going over there to Yuekai, but I mean, you can just see just how quickly Top Esports reform, reset, get themselves back onto the map. Their kill lead isn't anything to be kind of, writing home about, but they are so monstrously ahead in gold. 7,000 already, and when you have got the lethality virus, when you are going for that attack damage kind of carry Lee Sin, it's just so difficult to deal with. Arrow does land in the mid lane. Creme flashes away though. Doggo will land the slow, but will he be able to get anything else? The charm tried to get the cleanse out as quick as he could, but Doggo wasn't able to get that one set for him, and now Tian can come in and help his mid laner.
I would say for Top Esports, even though monstrously ahead, I don't know if you should be playing between tier 2 and tier 3 up top lane. You see that 369 also goes Mininar, so you're not as tanky as you thought. Tian has already used his entire kit right there in Yuekai with a pretty good ultimate onto 369, who's actually Mininar, ends up killing him, so they're now on the retreat. Creme has to block his flash in the mid lane. So even though it has been a pretty good early game and clean by Tian, I would say that it's not the cleanest in general for Top Esports. They have dropped quite a few kills. They're going to try to start the Baron right now, and Ultra Prime are going to have to walk into them. There are no tanky enough members to face check champions like the Ari. You see Hacker tanks one charm in the face and falls down 50%.
I will say, though, for Top Esports, not as easy to get the Baron this time around, just because their AD carry is lethality. The virus just doesn't hurt the Baron that significantly, or that quickly, I should say. As we can see Tian getting everybody jumped on him right there, so he is dead. Nice opportunistic kill built in there for Ultra Prime. Now 369 knows it's a 1v1 on the bot side, but Ultra Prime not willing to let this one go. They still have fight left in them. They feel like there's definitely at least a game in here in this series for them. They're trying to see if they can get some more pressure, build some more issues here for Top Esports. But yeah, when you're losing your flashes from those small moments, that's not a good spot to be in.
And Creme was looking right there to potentially see if there was a re-engage angle to be had. Again, having Zeri and Ashe walking into the pit right there is a little bit dangerous. The 3v4 could be very realistic for the side of Top Esports. Ari is very powerful right now. Level 14 Ari. Level 13 Varus as well with triple item onto JackeyLove. These Qs start hitting onto Zeri or Ashe. You can take a big chunk of their HP, and I mean, Tian was sitting on top of a control ward. He thought he was safe. I don't know how in the world he thought he was safe, and I did say he had a very clean early game, but Top Esports have been giving quite a few kills over to Ultra Prime. They've been playing quite carelessly around the map, sitting on control wards, not respecting vision, face-checking brushes. Again, you're playing versus a team that is 2-9. This is where you need to showcase the difference in skill, if you will, and they did do that very well onto game 1, but game 2 is looking a little sloppy. Even though ahead, still sloppy.
It's a little sloppy, but we'll see if they can kind of clean that one up. 30 seconds till jungle spawns. Ultra Prime not really in a position to contest it. I don't think they want to either. It's not really a big one to be going for. Doggo has finished his second item, which is the Runan's Hurricane. He's kind of lacking in the damage front right now, which JackeyLove is not. 1 Q brought Jwei's health bar down by about 50%. Now, do they just give up this dragon and say, cool, we're happy to let you go with this? 369 now in a little bit of trouble. Will hop away from the arrow. Does have flash should he need it, but he would rather keep it for a flash engage if he can. Uses the ultimate. Doggo comes in. Does not land the slow. 369 still dealing with this. A TP coming in from Yuekai on the back end of this play as well. Top Esports looking to maybe defend this one here. Tian will take a full combo out from Yuekai, but should be able to heal it back up as well. Decade without a World Ender. Shouldn't be in a good position to go for this one here. They get the damage down. This Jwei is doing work. Yuekai, you mentioned him, you highlighted him in our pregame. He is the light in the dark, if you will, but for now, Top Esports, they're still kind of not really getting the best of this fight right now. They're losing summoners, they're losing health bars, but Ultra Prime, they want to go for this fight. The Mininar shall be turning Mega ever so soon. They cannot just walk up to this. Hacker is going to try and just maybe get a steal with this. But the Q does land straight away there from Tian, gets the execute damage down. Doggo just seeing that the rest of Top Esports are moving in. But I mean, you know that the TPs were burnt there. I wouldn't be surprised to see Top Esports maybe look to try and push in mid and go for Baron.
Honestly, that was a pretty good angle for Ultra Prime to take a fight. You saw the Mininar was there. Creme had to expend his ultimate in the previous skirmish, so Ari doesn't have access into your backline. There is no flash into this Gnar. They took Meiko's flash and ultimate as well, so there was a pretty good angle right there to potentially look for some poke with the Ashe, with the Jwei, potentially steal the Baron and get in, but Yuekai is looking for 369.
Yeah, 369 is dead here. There's nothing that he can do about it. The Spiraling Despair will get him into despair, and that's going to be his second death of the game. And this is the thing, if you can keep getting these kills, that's 45 seconds on the map without 369. You're not getting that pressure against you. This breakneck speed that we talked about from Top Esports, not leading up to something here now. Ultra Prime have been weathering the storm. They've been keeping it about a 5,000 gold lead, and with those terps, finally dropping, feels like they are in a much better position. And I gotta say, Yuekai on this Jwei looks so much more comfortable than he did on the Akali, and just able to make so many more safer plays around the map.
Absolutely, his poke hurts so much as well. He does find 369 on a Mininar stance. He absolutely blows him up with his two items. Working potentially towards something like a death cap would be huge to play around, especially since Top Esports are looking for those Baron plays. Getting them grouped up in the pit, getting a huge ultimate and poke from Yuekai's Jwei could be huge for them winning a fight. And honestly, with Top Esports being so sloppy around the side lanes, having no teleports available to them, you see how Decade has TP for himself. He can go towards the bottom of the map, keep pressuring. The second somebody tries to react, to push down that wave towards Ultra Prime, you can try to potentially start a fight. You have that Ashe Arrow, you don't have to necessarily commit, because it's a non-committal engage tool that you have onto this champion, so you can weigh your possibilities on how you want to play the fights here for Ultra Prime. The arrow lands, maybe you can fight. A lot of poke lands, maybe you can fight, but right now Top Esports are pulling them in. They're starting the Baron yet again. You do have Hawkshot to see if it's actually going down. It's going to be pulled right now.
Yep, they know what's happening, about half the HP. Like I said, you don't have a traditional shred health bar 80 carry. It's a poke Varus. You're not going to be able to burn this Baron down within 10-20 seconds. This late kind of setup right now from the side of Top Esports is delaying the game quite a bit. We're coming up to about 28 minutes here. As they look finally for the fight, they will get a fair bit of damage down onto Doggo. The Keeper's Verdict does say that you are no longer a part of this one here. Meiko will go down as Tian tried to save him, and that's a fight won now by the side of Ultra Prime. They do lose a fair bit of health bars. Do Top Esports turn back for the Dragon, or sorry, for the Baron?
But Top Esports lose yet another one. This Jwei keeps hurting so bad. The reason is coming in, I think there might be a big... It's not going to be the death cap, actually. Wait, he sold it. He bought the Banshees. He sold it. He bought it again. Okay. It is going to be the Banshees for Yuekai's Jwei right there. He contemplated it for a second, but you see, very nice ultimate tank right there from Jwei onto that Ashe. Allows Yuekai to walk forward more aggressively and zone out the rest of TES. Healing Meiko in the process as well. And even though JackeyLove is hitting on 3 and 1 right now, 4 items onto these Varus, he can't seem to walk forward into that way because he's posing a huge threat right now.
Objective bounties will be going away, I think, very soon. So shows you where the state of the game has gone. It's only a 4,000 goal lead for the side of Top Esports, we're about 8,000 at one point now. Ultra Prime, they're the ones with control. They're the ones pushing back and saying, no, look, we can take back up control around this Baron pit. And we'll say they do need to be careful of the soul that will be coming up. And one of the big things that this soul stacking will get for the side of Top Esports is tenacity. Extra tenacity to get you out of those CCs a little bit quicker is definitely something to be coveted and to be pushed for as we move in now. Hacker moving back in towards this top side just to drop down a ward to make sure they have full vision on it. But I mean, right now, the Ultra Prime are in a solid spot. 3 items on the Zeri. You've got decent poke to come out here from the Jwei. This is a good moment here for Ultra Prime. They just need to try and just make sure that they don't mess up on the execution.
Ooh, they got the cleanse out of JackeyLove. The arrow.
Yeah. The arrow comes in, he throws back the chain of corruption. That's going to do so much. They thought they found their man, but they just couldn't quite finish him off. He even keeps his flash. That just shows you how crazy the damage can be from Top Esports. And now, without Decade, he will have a teleport in 40 seconds, but it should just mean the Dragon goes over and the Soul over to Top Esports.
There is still a lot of poke coming from the side of Ultra Prime, and they do have some vision with the Hawkshot that was just used by Ash right now. So they could potentially just find an angle, just get in and try to poke down Top Esports. However, 369 on a Mega Knight. He's going to go mini, but he does have a Guardian Angel. So he could play guard right here for that Dragon Soul to go over the side of Top Esports, and it is going to be the case. Hacker does not have an easy route in to try and even take a peek at what is going on in this pit. And honestly, Decade walking a little bit too far forward. We talked about how opportunistic that Ultra Prime composition is. You know, you put down... Oh, that arrow is just about going to miss, but Meiko might be looking here.
Oh, Meiko flashes forward, but they found Yuekai. They got rid of the Banshees, and he's now dead. The Spiraling Despair will do a little bit after the fact, but now without that poke, without him available, you're just not in a position to try and contest this. It's going to be a 4v3 at best for you. 369 down bot side. They're going to try and kill him off. He's on the weak side because they know they cannot contest this Baron.
That was so well played by TES right there. Meiko finds the opening onto Jwei, turns instantly to take the Banshee off Yuekai just so Creme can re-engage onto him. And the second TES call for Baron, 369 is running for the heals because she knows the only play Ultra Prime have left on the map is potentially a gank towards 369. Losing your GA here could potentially be disastrous for the next fight. So very well played by TES overall. They're looking for a pick on Creme. Very well played right here for Creme. Sidesteps the arrow, but Jwei is in deep trouble. Meiko is going to flash forward for the root, but the second he sees that Yuekai is there, he just makes sure to take that Banshee off of him so the re-engage can come through from Creme. Very clean gameplay from TES.
And that's Baron now, and right back up to a 7,500 gold lead here for Top Esports. They even have the Chem Soul just to keep them a little bit of survivability. Great for the Gnar, great for the Maokai, who might be needing it right now. And, I mean, it's going to work a little bit in his favor. He almost goes down, but he just about... That's Chem Soul diff. That's Chem Soul diff right there to keep him alive, getting that extra little bit of reduction. But now you're without all that engage tools, all those ultimates just being used. Your top tier 2 will fall, so Top Esports will still be able to get themselves more and more control around this map.
And there is no Ash Arrow, so the second there's no Ash Arrow, there's no Jwei ultimate. You actually get to walk up. You have 2 lanes of pressure right now, one in the mid lane. Oh my god, Decade is actually getting chunked down by 369. 369 about to go full mega. Tian is backing him up in the mid lane.
Bloody hell.
99999.
Yeah, I mean the damage numbers coming up are insane. 369 was very handily keeping everyone at bay there. Yes, Tian was in the area, but got the health bars right the way down. JackeyLove soaks up all of that CC, which means the Keeper's Verdict's going to do nothing. A flash forward to try and get the stun down onto Yuekai will not yield any fruit. For now, it's just basically bog standard. Get everything you can going. Keep pushing all these inhibitors down. Get the damage down. The Chain of Corruption is in. Can they get the last of the damage here on the Jwei? They don't have a Piercing Arrow just yet. Steadfast Presence just to keep the Lee Sin off them. Decade getting the resets potentially off of this ultimate, but not quite able to be done just yet. Bot lane's going to be pushed in. Top Esports not going to leave anything up to chance. They're going to try and just suffocate out Ultra Prime and take everything from them.
They do have every single lane pushing for them. Creme is going to assist A mid lane wave in as well. Jwei super low. Arid still has ultimate up.
I mean, you got to pull the trigger. You got to do something here, Ultra Prime. You can't just wait to lose a death of 1,000 cuts. No inhibitors. 2 towers between your Nexus and Top Esports victory. And Top Esports will back themselves away. They're losing the Baron. They know they haven't got the pushing power. And they're just going to reset, spend that gold, get themselves back on the map.
JackeyLove was shrunk down a little bit, doesn't have a lot of mana as well. Creme did just use his ultimate to try and potentially get a pick for the big W right there. It wasn't meant to be, it's fine. They're gonna reset. Now they've got triple super minions, triple super minions. That is almost like a burger name right there.
I know,
I'm
right?
not gonna name, but yeah, double super minion
burger.
lanes. Oh, 369 is trying his luck right there.
He is trying his luck, but now that they know that everyone was bot side, so Hacker is in a lot of trouble, and he is dead. Nothing to be done here for the side of the jungler of Ultra Prime, and that means that without that engage, or even disengage, to be perfectly honest, you're not really in a position to go for it. Creme goes in, tries to catch out Yuekai, and he will get his man. 3v5, and there's just not really a lot else you can do. Meiko trying to see if he can get behind them. The Aatrox is dead, the Nexus towers have fallen, and a 2-0 will be coming in here for the side of Top Esports. They will go up to 9-2, still keeping themselves in third, but very much keeping in touch with JDG and, of course, BLG.
I mean, what can I say? They looked so strong throughout the entire series. Even when they had their whoopsies, when they were face checking, when Tian was like, hey, I'm clearing a control ward, I know there's 4 members of them around me, do I care? No. Do I die? Sure. Do I come back onto the rift and ace them? Also sure. It felt like they had these whoopsies, these mistakes around the map, these, I would say, disrespectful moves sometimes.
Yeah, happy
it's
moments.
4 members, 5 members. Yeah, happy moments, sure. But then they just came back even stronger.